My 29M wife, 29F, is trying to push me into sleeping with her friend, 27F. I'm not sure why, and I'm not sure if I should do it. My wife of 3 years, 10 years together, and have what I think is a solid marriage and sex life. A long time ago, she asked me if there was any of our mutual friends I was attracted to. I told her that I only had eyes for her. She said she was serious and said she want to know names. I refused to answer. She kept trying to get me to tell her, and eventually, I broke and said a name. She then asked if I would sleep with her. I told her, of course not. She then asked if I would if we weren't married. I still said no. My wife said I was lying and she kept pushing me to answer otherwise. I again just gave up and said sure, if I wasn't in love with her, I'd sleep with her friend. That was the end of the conversation. Over the last few months, the friend has came up in conversation. My wife specifically has been comparing herself to her. Like she'll make a comment on how said friend has a better butt than her or is more well-endowed than her. I'll always tell her that she's better looking, but she won't believe me. I get the feeling she's very upset that I said that, and is now jealous of her friend because she caught my attention. 3 weeks ago, my wife offered to get me and her friend together. I was taken aback and asked her what she was talking about. She then said that she knew I wanted to sleep with her, and that I thought she was better looking than her, and she would understand and wouldn't care if we slept together once. I told her that she was speaking crazily, and that I wasn't into her friend. She then said that it's not going to hurt her feelings if I am, and that she really thinks that I should accept her offer. I told her no, and she legitimately asked me if I would F her friend. I again said no. I asked why she wants this. She said it wasn't some weird fetish, that she just wanted me to be satisfied. I told her that I couldn't sleep with another woman. She'd been asking me to do this for a while now, and she even told me that the friend is open if I am. Which bothers me that she told her friend about this. She really wants me to do this for some odd reason and isn't letting it go. I'm tempted just to do it, so I don't have to hear it again, but I really don't want to sleep with anyone other than my wife. But apparently, she's all for me, banging a friend that she is jealous of. This is such a strange situation, and I'm really at a loss. Can anyone tell me why she's like this, or what I should do? Here is the update. I wanted to make sure my feelings came across as clearly as possible, so I spent some time writing what I planned to say. What I said was, wife's name, I love you more than anything in this world. I don't want anyone except for you. I happily swore to you that I would be yours and yours alone for the rest of our lives. That's what I want. I don't want to be with your friend. She nothing compared to what you mean to me. I need you to tell me why you are doing this. Even if it hurts me, I need to know why. No matter what it is, we can work through it, and it won't make me stop loving you. I just need you to be honest with me. I confronted her the night I posted, after we both got off to work. She started weeping. She said she was so sorry for being like this and that she couldn't help it. I cried with her and comforted her. After the tears stopped, she told me why she was doing this. Unlike many of you, said she was not cheating on me. In fact, she assumed the opposite would happen eventually. She said, I was doing this because I'd rather you fuck around with her because she won't try to steal you from me. I was blown away that she said something like that. I asked her why she felt that anyone could ever take me from her. She said that since we've been together for 10 years and have only ever had sex with each other, she thought that, eventually, I'd get bored of her and want to find someone new to sleep with. I told her that I'd never get bored of her, and she will be the only one forever. She said that she knows how men are, and she was worried that now that we're getting older, I'm going to cheat on her with someone younger. She then told me how she feels so unattractive. She mentioned that she had been gaining weight, which I didn't give a F about, and how she's not sure if she'll be able to pull off the tricks she does in bed for the rest of our lives. I told her that she is amazing in bed and blows my mind every single time. I then told her that even if we didn't have sex, I wouldn't run off to be with some younger woman. She again cried into my shoulder and said she can't believe that I'd still want her after a decade. I assured her again that she is the only person I want for the rest of my life. As of right now, I'm encouraging her to get therapy for herself, and we're going to try a little couples counseling. I don't think this is much of a roadblock in our relationship, but it couldn't hurt to look into professional help. Let me read out comments on the post. While this sounds like a happy ending, and I certainly hope it stays this way. I'd still be cautious, AP. It's still possible that she wanted you to sleep with her friends so she could go off and sleep with whoever guilt-free. I only say this because I've seen it all before. But of course, I genuinely hope this isn't the case, and the two of you live on happily. Best of luck in your future, P. Story number 2. My ex 28M tried to sabotage my 24F new relationship. I feel weird about it. So long story short, me and my ex were together for almost 4 years. I loved him very much, but our relationship was very toxic. I knew it for a long time. Towards the end, we got a bit better, went on a vacation, then planned on moving in together. But the toxic behavior still continued. He would hang up on me when he felt, get mad at me, ignore me, and lastly, he blocked me on the phone, cussed me out, and said to lose his number. In anyone's head, that means he broke up with me. At that point, I was done. How could I get an apartment with someone who acts like that? Even if I love them, I want to make sure home life is more peaceful than dramatic. So I did as he asked. I lost his number. Well, I just kept him blocked. Months later, me and a very good friend of mine actually got together, and our relationship is so different. We've been friends for a long time, and I feel mostly happy with him. Well, 2 days after we got together, my ex suddenly appears from his mother's Facebook account telling me goodbye and long paragraphs about how he loves me. I leave my house and apparently my ex came to my house to drop off everything I ever bought him. So dramatic, obviously I would have wanted him to throw them out himself or keep them. It was pretty cool stuff. After that, I messaged him back telling him my peace and goodbye. Then, a couple days later, his friend calls me and says he's doing really bad, not eating and all that. I'm very empathetic, so I felt bad and called him to check up. We talked and I ended up seeing him and speaking in person. He told me he wanted me back, he loved me, and he would finally marry me. I was shocked. I waited for almost 4 years to be engaged. He knew how much that meant to me, and now that I have a new BF, he wants to marry me. It was so confusing. I kept telling him he has a lot to work on for himself, and so do I. So maybe if God wants it, it will. I said maybe a year or two. In my head, I'm like, okay, if he really wants marriage, I'll do it, but in time, we have to make sure the toxic aspect is gone. He gets mad. I have a BF, he says I did infidelity, and I said how you broke up with me. He sends me heart messages, gets mad when I don't respond, sends fake pages to go on my Instagram. I told him I want to maybe just be friends and work back to what we had. One day, he sends me a screenshot of me and my BF from a friend's party. He starts cussing me out, blowing up my phone and threatening me. He then apparently finds my boyfriend's cousin's phone number to text him about me to tell to my BF. After saying how much he wanted me back, he then texts me how grateful to God he is that he's not with me and he's glad that I had an abortion and accused me of cheating on him. My ex then lies to him and says I went to his car and did a bunch of stuff with him and that I was going to break up with him and overall just lied. He even fabricated texts that I had to show my BF. I was so hurt because this man the other day said he wanted to marry me and he was going to work on himself and we around see in the future where it goes. To this. Mind you, he is the oldest one in this situation. My heart felt so uneasy and weird. It's like if I wasn't with him, then I'm not allowed to be happy. The fucked up part is sometimes I still think about him. But I guess I just romanticized what our relationship could have been. And well, it didn't exactly ruin my relationship. Like I said, my BF now is very different from my ex, so he was understanding about everything. More than I would have been in his shoes. Comments on the post. He's still toxic and controlling. He realizes now that he can no longer get you to react by being nasty the same way he once did while you were in a relationship. So he's now using what he knows about you to make you jump at his whim while you aren't together. Nothing has changed. He is still playing the same game. He is just wearing a different shirt.